For full disclosure, I have visited this site 2 or 3 times since 2017, but the only thing I knew was that the grave dated from 1645. I also did not know that there was a standing stone so close by due to the route we took before. Although I stopped to film the sign so I could transcribe it later, I did not read it at the time. South of Wars Cottage and the Wars Plantation lies the grave of James Bald's 3 children, Robert, Agnes and Jean, who all died of the plague on the same day, September 24th, 1645. During the greater part of that year, the plague raged with fearful violence and mortality in Dunfermline, as well as other places, and in outlying places, those who died were buried in fields. James Bald was a girdlesmith, one of the hammermen of Colross, who until the 1720s enjoyed a monopoly on the manufacture of iron cooking girdles and also had their own royal warrant mark. Bird. It's so bitterly cold today. Excited. And you can see all the little offerings. I'm going to add mine to that as well. So this is my gift for the children and I'm paying my respects. It's a butterfly. I wanted to get them something that they might recognise. And now we're going to try and repeat to get the results we got last time. So because we don't have a spirit box, I've got an analogue radio, but first I'm going to try Deadcom. So just to confirm, as I always do, there is no data. I'm not connected to the internet. I've only got 1.5 bars of signal. And we're just going to see if anything comes through because I haven't done much research. I know the general story of what's happened. It's very sad, but I don't know people's names. And I only ever know the date is 1645 because it says it on the grave. So here we go. If there's anybody here that would like to connect with me, please come forward. I'm here respectfully to connect with you as I love Scottish history. Flat. Oh, it's just come up and said flat. Turn the sound up. So you might hear that I've got an English accent, but at the time that you were buried here and you would have been growing up, my family were in Caithness and the Black Isle. It wasn't till much later that they came down to England. So I do have a lot of Scottish history and heritage. And I now live in Cumbernauld.
Society.
And as I said, I've come here to connect with you to see if there's anything that you'd like to say or any message that you'd like to give people that come and visit your grave. Or any message that you'd like to give people that come and visit your grave. Or any message that you'd like to give people that come and visit your grave. That you'd like to give people that come and visit your grave. My name's Kate and my partner is Alexander. And our little dog is Bertie. If you're finding it hard to come through on this black device with the green writing, you can also just speak, and hopefully this camera will pick it up on the audio. And then later, I'm also going to use what's called a radio to scroll through and see if I can pick up any signals, which basically means if you speak, I should be able to hear you come through. Is there anything you'd like to say? I can see there's lots of animal droppings around here. And there's lots of birds in the trees, so it must be a very pleasant area. Can you tell me your name?
Before.
Oh, that came through a bit glitchy. Before. Well, before all of these trees were here and the plantation was put in a couple of 100 years ago, I believe this was a moor outside of Culross. There were no trees here. These are all fairly new. Were you happy before? Is that what you meant? Or thinking about it, do you know that I came here before a couple of times? And that we tried to speak to you before and there was a different dog and a different man with me? Strategy? Well, the strategy for today is almost similar to before. Last time we had a homemade radio that was isolated, but now I'm just going to be using a normal radio and scanning through the channels. And my strategy is to connect with you and let you know that people still respect this place even in 2025. And you can see all the little offerings, and they're meant to make you happy. So if that's my strategy, I'm just going to go and get my radio.
Wounded.
Are you saying that you were wounded? Because that's not what I remember the historic story being. Let me go and get my radio.
Faster.
I am. Okay, so I'm going to leave.
Summer.
I wish it would be summer because it's very cold. I'm going to leave that on. So I'm going to start scanning through the radio stations now. So that's how fast I'm going. That first speech was actually just because I spent too long not spinning the wheel. Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Right, I think there's someone coming. Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Nothing was coming through on there, but I didn't give it a good chance. I'll just go and check with Alex to see if someone's coming. And I'll leave this running.
You can help cowards.
Wow. That is the longest sentence I've ever had. It just says, you can help cowards. I think the farmer's moving his animals over. But that's amazing. That is the actual longest. I don't think I've ever had 4 words before. What do you mean that I can help cowards? I'm just going to go over there and ask Alex what's happening.
Change. Change.
Okay, someone's coming with their dog, so I'm just going to turn it off. Let's crouch down. So, as always happens, just when we were ramping up the energy and I was getting lots of stuff coming through on Deadcom, someone came up the path, but then they went back, and I think it's a farmer because he's lost a sheep. So I've just turned the camera back on, but I didn't actually stop Deadcom. I just turned the screen off and put it in my pocket. So after it said, you can help cowards, after that it said change when I went back, and then about a second ago it just said big fact. So I'm going to find out if there's anything more that can come up. It says can't see, which I get quite a few times on Deadcom. So it seems like by me leaving it, I was getting more. It said faster. So I'm just going to turn this back on. Turn the sound down a bit. Okay, so I've returned, and then they said can't see and then faster, but I'm back. And what I'm going to do is just walk around the area and leave my phone here. And if you'd like to say anything near my phone, or if you'd like to follow me and speak on my camera, I would definitely try and listen to that back. Like I said, I come with the utmost respect, and it's really lovely to see that in 2025 people are still leaving you little trinkets and toys because of a sad situation that happened, and they haven't forgotten you. So I'll be back shortly, but if you want to walk with me you can, or if you want to speak and my machine will pick it up, you can also do that. Can you hear that? Oh my god, that's bizarre. I don't know if it's a bird over there. Sounds like when a cartoon spring makes a boing noise. Okay, so rather than write this, I need to explain what you've just heard, because obviously editing it back, I can hear those two audio anomalies in close succession, but in real life, all I heard was a strange boing noise like this. It was about 15 feet ahead of me in the bushes, and then the distant farmer to my left about an acre or so away. I didn't know my camera audio had glitched so much, or that something potentially touched my camera. All of this is being heard in the editing process of the raw footage. At the time, I didn't even really feel any emotions or pick up on any energy. What do you think's happening? And if you'd like to say anything near my phone, or if you'd like to follow me and speak on my camera, I would definitely try and listen to that back. Like I said, I come with the utmost respect, and it's really lovely to see that in 2025. But if you want to walk with me, you can, or if you want to speak and my machine will pick it up, you can also do that. Can you hear that? You can also do that. Can you hear that? So it's not said anything else on Deadcom. I'm just going to have a quick walk over here. Now, one of the last times we came, it was autumn, and this was piled high with leaves. Like, you couldn't see the irrigation ditches, you couldn't see any of these ferns or anything like that. You can still see some ribbon in a tree over there where people are leaving it as a mark of respect. But this place is absolutely teeming with wildlife. The path goes on up there. That's the tractor in the field. These trees are so tall. It's amazing how fast pines grow up here. You can see all the straggly silver birches over there. They're only maybe like 10 years old, not even that. These tiny spruces here. So since I've been gone, it said shake. So hi, welcome. Thank you. I'm shaking your hand too. And then it says dare, and then it says appraise. And we've got a blackbird over there. I'm not even sure that is a blackbird actually. Let's just come down quite close. Nice to meet you. As I said, my name's Kate. Is there any words you can say? Is there anyone coming? Yeah. What was the guy on the tractor? Oh, okay, I didn't know if he was on the road. A couple of things had just come through. You can come here with Bertie, see if Bertie can pick up anything. Bertie? You're not getting the toys? They're presents for the children. No. This way. These are presents for the little children that died here. I can't see that bird that's come down. I haven't got anything else. The little children. If the little children want to pet my dog, they can. He's very friendly, despite the fact that he just bit Alex on the shin. Oh, there's some lovely heather growing here. I didn't notice that before. And here. The sun's so low because it's early January. There's barely any sunlight reaching here. Okay, Alex, they've not said anything else, so what I'm going to do is go one more time with the analogue raid. Brief health. Are you saying that you were briefly healthy?
Survey.
Oh, wow.
Rabid Hold.
Rabid Hold. Thank you for explaining that.
Freely.
Thank you.
Faster.
Okay, as you said faster when I first went to get my radio out, I'll get it out again. And then I'll see if I can scan through the channels. Hopefully we won't be interrupted. Because Alex is on lookout at the moment. So I'm just standing behind the camera now, turning my radio back on. We're using FM. Oh no, AM. Right, we're using FM. And I'm going to scroll through the channels. Right, just turn the sound down, the volume down. So that's a example of all the different radio stations that are there. I'll just turn it down a bit more. And now I'm going to scan through. So you can either talk to me as you have been on the device, or you can talk.
Feel.
I can hear something.
Hey. Has or is not like what so please me
Yeah, Bertie's just started doing this. You're huffing. Is that you? My hand is suddenly really, really warm. That's holding the camera. I haven't said anything since Phil, but my hand on my left thumb is really, really warm, and I'm not in the sunlight. Well, my top is, but my hand isn't. Are you warm?
Oh, the camera gets warm.
No, it's on the outside. Like, what is it, Bert? Can you see something? Is there someone here with us, Bertie? It's okay, you can say hello to my dog. You can see there's nothing there, it's my breath if you can see anything in the air. Show Alex. Where is it? Well, nothing's gone through since it said Phil. Just going to try on the radio again. Don't know if you can see me. So I've turned the volume. If you're here, are you here? Is that what you just said? Okay, so a couple of times it sounded like a child's voice came through and said here, or I'm here. And then once a man's voice sounded like it said grave, but that was really subjective. That bird's come back. Are you here? Is that what you just said? All the little birds are right up here. Would you like to say anything else before we go? And we're going to go and explore the rest of the forest. You've been really helpful, and I really respect the fact that you've come through and tried to give me information, because I will look at all of the research papers and find out if any of these words relate specifically to this incident and your grave. I hope you don't think I'm disrespectful, but I am going to put this directly on top of all of your offerings, just to see if that's easier for you to communicate because it's touching the stone. Is there anything that you'd like to say? I'm going to circle the grave one last time, and then we're going to walk back to the car. Now, what I think I'm also going to do, as it feels like you've left now, is I'm going to hold this and take it with me. I'm just going to turn the sound down in case we come across any walkers. And then feel free to carry on communicating with me. Shopping? No, we're not going shopping. I don't think that's related. We're going back to the car, and then we're moving on to another part of the forest so we can walk our dog. However, I do work in a shop. I'm just going to turn this down.
Building.
Yes, that's right. I work in a shop that's in a separate building. And the building that I'm in is a giant building that was made in the 1960s. So where are we? 16, it's just vibrated. 1645 for you. So 300 or so years in the future, that's when the building was made. And we're nearly 400 years in the future now.
Don't trust.
You don't trust my information? Well, that's how we have these strange machines that you wouldn't recognise. All of this technology, all of these strange machines are because the year is 2025. It's the 8th of January.
Agree.
Okay, so you agree, you understand that I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to communicate with you. Is there any message that you'd like to give?
Bad.
Do you think it's bad that I'm here? If that's the case, we can continue walking back to the car, which is our mode of transport to get us to the other part of the forest. Would you like me to leave? Would you like my little dog to leave?
Bye.
Bad eye? No, you're not bad. If you're the father, or even the children that were buried here, you're definitely not bad. You just did what you had to do. Sometimes life is very unfair. Especially when you were living. It was a hard life up here in Scotland. There's a tree creeper. Wow, tree creeper bird. I don't know if that came out on camera. Did you see it, Alex? You despised? Well, you were despised. Thank you for revealing that information. I can assure you that whatever you felt was the case at the time when you were living and then passed away, that's not how people remember you now. Otherwise they wouldn't be leaving all of these lovely gifts for you.
Human.
I don't quite know what to make of that. Okay, I'm going to count down from 15 and then we're walking back to the car because it's extremely cold. It was -7 this morning, that's degrees. It's very, very cold. And we've actually got snow in Cumbernauld and you guys have got a really strong frost here. My hands are falling off. So I'm going to count down. And then please feel free to say anything. And I promise I will come back later in the year. 15, 14, 13,
Bad.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much for your conversation. I'll try and decipher it when I get back home in Cumbernauld. Just to let you know, I'm going to walk down to the field and the big standing stone, and you're welcome to follow me there, but you're not welcome to follow me back home. I'd like you to stay in this area.
Calm.
I'm glad you're feeling calm. So I'm going to turn the sound off on here, but you can still talk to me as we walk away now. And thank you very much for your time. But once we reach the large standing stone, you're not permitted to follow me any further. Ajar. The gate was slightly ajar. It's honestly bitterly cold. I don't think I would have survived in the 1600s or even the early 1900s because it is so cold. Look at all the frost glittering. I don't know how well it's getting picked up on camera. Beautiful winter sun. I'm so glad I moved to Scotland, but sometimes it's super cold. Oh, Bertie's having a little drink. These irrigation ditches are really cool. I love all the ferns hanging into them. Fire. If you are walking with me, it would be really nice if you could say goodbye when we get to a stone. going to leave this running until we get to the standing stone. I'll also find out if that's modern or if that is old, marking the edge of the farmland. I don't know if you can hear that, there's a bird of prey. This is so cool. It's such a lovely area walking next to the River Forth. The phone's just vibrated. So I'm nearly back at the standing stone. It's just around that corner where Alex is, and it's just come up with a response. Sorry, I was quite quiet there. I turned the camera off because nothing was happening. You'd like my response? My response is that this is a beautiful place, and I'm guessing it was quite desolate when it was a moorland, but you're so close to the River Forth that I'm guessing it was always beautiful, and the land looks very fertile. Here's the stone. I'm just going to stand next to it. So that's me back at the stone. Leg. I'll just lean on here for a bit. I'm not sure what that's responding to. I'm okay, it's my hands that are hurting, not my leg. This is where we part ways. Look at all the little birds in the field. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but there's the river just beyond. Average. Again, this doesn't really make much sense, so I'm just going to go now. It says cry, there's someone coming. So it says leg average, cry, Decay Island. I really don't... That was weird. There was a noise just down there. I really don't have much knowledge. It says raise. This is very active. I don't have much knowledge of this area. I know about Dunmore House, but that's a while away, a few miles away, the other side of the river. Actually, I don't know if you can see it from here. Past those pylons over the river. I'll have to definitely look into this and see if they're relevant. I'd like to thank you for your time. And I'm going to count down from 15 again, because that seems like a good number. And then I am going to go to the rest of the forest and find out more about this massive standing stone here. 15, 14, 13, 12. Right, I just need to ask you a question. So, while I was sitting on the bench... Oh, Bertie. While I was sitting on the bench and you were walking up here, did anything happen?
No.
To you or Bertie? Right, that was very interesting, guys. That's the other side of the plantation from where the plague grave was. We're just heading back to a car, and depending what we find in the rest of the forest, I might turn Deadcom back on. But for now, it's goodbye from this place, and I need to do some research, find out if anything's relevant. It's been an interesting return, and I might come back with a friend if they feel that this will be a good active spot to try and get some communication going.